Hey, what's up guys, Bajheera here. Got a video of my chest day today. I had a really good chest workout and I wanted to share some of it with you. It's actually kind of, I don't know, we recorded a lot today. Jenny was here with me today and she actually worked out with me a little bit as well, so that was fun. She's not quite brave enough to get on camera just yet, but she was beasting it out on the bench press. So you'll see some of these clips Jenny recorded for me, so that's awesome. But you're joining me here, just about done with my warm-up here. Doing, what is this? It would be 205 on a normal bar. Apparently these bars, like I said in another video, apparently these bars weigh 55 pounds, and I believe it, because they feel heavier. But whatever. So these are my main sets here. Normally I would do this with 225, but now I guess this is 235 regardless. I don't really care. You can just call it 225 and pretend I'm training in like a, you know, extra gravity like Dragon Ball Z. That's fine. But as I was talking about in one of my other videos, is that my bench press used to be beast. I used to do 225 like for 12 reps like it was nothing. But now I'm only doing this for like 6. So that's a big difference for me. So I'm trying to slowly but surely get back to that. And at the suggestion of one of my friends at the gym, he said that I could include like a strength day every 2 weeks where I really don't do as much volume, just like really go for high weight. And I might do something like that, but honestly, what I'm in this for isn't necessarily to be putting up huge weight, it's to grow. And I think that the way I've been training, even if I'm not moving gigantic weight, I think I'm definitely growing. And with the inclusion of more food in my diet, I think I'm going to see a lot of growth over the next couple months. Because if there's one thing that I do well, it's eat. It's eat and grow. So I put that food to use, work really, really hard in the gym, and then hopefully see results over time. But like I said, I usually do about 6 sets of 6 reps with this weight. If I can only get 5, that's fine. You know, just get at least 6 sets of doing as much as I can do. Normally I can do about 6, but I'm really, really trying to be mindful to engage my chest here, squeeze as much as I can throughout the entire rep, really let that weight sit right on my chest muscles and have that sink in and force my chest to grow. Hopefully, get that up there, big guy. There you go. Good work. So, after I did my main reps at 225, 235, whatever that is, I decided to drop the weight down just a little bit. So this is going to be 205, 215, whatever. It's got a 45 and a 35 on there. And I'm going to get as many reps as I can here. Usually I'll get about 8, especially on the way down. So I like to do lots of pyramids. I like to warm up to a certain weight, which today for me was 245s on both sides. Do my 6 reps of 6. Sometimes, especially if I have a spotter, sometimes I'll go for higher weight with a bit fewer reps. But today I felt good, just went right back down, taking off 20 pounds, doing 2 more reps. And that's usually how it works for me. On the way up, every time I add 20 pounds and I subtract about 2 reps, then I do the reverse on the way back down, of course. And one of the things that you're not seeing in these videos, I realize, is that you guys aren't really seeing my recovery time because I always cut out the time in between the reps. But recovery time is actually pretty important. I mean, it makes a big difference in terms of the way your muscles are working and what kind of training you want to have. So for me, my recovery time, and I've actually seen this question a lot in the comments too, my recovery time is pretty much always, no matter what I'm doing, less than a minute. I give myself a minute at most. And part of the reason I like to do this is because, number one, I like to stay warm, I like to stay in my workout, I like my workouts to be intense, but also I don't know, you could get bored, but a lot of times I'll even superset in between. Like I'll do an exercise in between my main exercise. So if I was doing bench, sometimes I do pull-ups in between. I didn't do that today, but it's not uncommon for me to do things like that. So I keep my recovery time very, very low, really trying to make my muscles work, trying to fatigue them as much as possible, and still demanding that they push this weight around, which helps me grow, I feel like. Now this is like probably complete bro science, but it's just something I have in my own mind while I'm training, is I feel like if I put myself in situations that cause so much fatigue that, you know, my muscles really don't want to lift anymore, but I continue to send the signal, I continue to push through that pain, I feel like that threshold right there, where you really, really are hurting and your muscles start to fail and you don't think you can do anymore, I think that moment right there is when you make your most progress. If you're able to get another rep, 2 reps, even a half rep out of that sort of thing. And that's something I used to do a lot, is I would do my entire set of bench. And then, this is back when I was doing a Smith machine a lot. I would do my entire set of bench, get as many 4 reps as I could, and then I would just do little half reps right there at the end. And I feel like that accounted for an insane amount of strength gain in my chest. Because you put yourself in those positions where it's like, alright, so what I have in my body right now is pretty much close to not being enough. So when you eat and when you rest, your muscles are like, yo, I need to step it up in order to meet the demands of my existence. So next time you recover, you're a little bit stronger. And again, this is complete just maybe bro science. This isn't even something I'm trying to tell you is science. This is just trying to tell you something I have in my own mind that helps me work up to that point of like your decision whether or not you go on, and you decide to go on, you decide to push those extra reps out, and that's where you make your progress. Just something to have in your mind. It's helped me out quite a bit, especially because, as you notice, I don't really lift super heavy weights. And I know one guy was like, yo, here's a drinking game. You know, every time Bajheera says, I'm not the strongest guy, take a drink and enjoy your, like, alcohol poisoning. I know, I mention that a lot, but I feel like I have a lot better control over weight that I can do, you know, 8 to 12 times. And I feel like those final reps in that 8 to 12, especially with low rest and high volume, right there at the end of pretty much every set, you're faced with that critical moment where you get to decide whether or not you want to make gains. And I love that. I feel like it's a really good mental challenge for me. I think that's one of the reasons why workouts are so satisfying to me, is because I do feel very much in control of what I'm doing. I do feel constantly reassured and constantly, you know, accomplishing my own goals, even if they're just goals for one set of bench press or something like that. And I've talked to you guys before, at least on the live stream. I don't know if I've told you guys this in like videos, but like, you know, I've told people like sometimes when I'm doing squats and stuff, I'm literally visualizing like lifting burning logs off of my family, and if I don't squat this weight, then they're gonna die. And that's some morbid shit, but it gets the job done. However, not like every sort of visualization like that has to be so dire. Like, for example, I do remember for a long time when I was doing my bench press on the Smith machine, I would envision like Dragon Ball Z, right? So when you're doing your bench press, you are locked in like a giant energy blast battle. Now, this is some like real talk with Bajheera here. You guys are gonna make fun of me for this if you have to, but this is some real shit here. So you guys are locked in an energy blast battle, and you gotta push that shit off of you, you know, as like the final blast to destroy your opponent. And every time you do that, you know, you are literally like saving the world. That's a fucking badass feeling. So it's like when you're playing, your little like imaginary games with your friends, right? Shooting blasts at each other, running around in the forest, you know, fighting off demons or whatever. This is your chance to use that sort of childish creativity, that boundless energy, to make progress in the gym. And I know it's kind of like a silly thing to think about, perhaps, but this is the kind of stuff that I think about. And this is the kind of stuff that actually has helped me make progress over the years. And one of the reasons why I love the gym so much is because this is something that you might not think about a whole lot, but setting yourself up challenges and accomplishing them is a really, really good feeling. And I think that's one of the best things about going to the gym for me. And now, this is some really random stuff, I understand, but hey, it wouldn't be a Bajheera vlog. Gym vlog nonetheless. It wouldn't be a Bajheera vlog without some random rambling about some Dragon Ball Z stuff, alright? So there we go. I guess I could talk about some of the exercises that I'm doing in this video and sort of give you an idea of why I'm doing these things on my chest day. So my chest day is essentially built around bench pressing, pushing things away from my body using my chest muscles, right? So I do flat bench to start, incline press after that, and then I'll often go over here and do some triceps because my chest is tired after I do 2 sets of bench back to back. So I'll do some triceps as I'm doing right now, doing tricep pushdowns, pushing them straight down, really trying to use my my tricep only. You know, you can get your shoulders into this, you can get your chest into this, but I'm really trying to dig in with my tricep and get that thing to grow. So I do it straight down. You could do it away from your body a little bit. And I also do these overhead, and this is kind of like a skull crusher because I don't do a lot of skull crushers. And one of the things that I probably should start doing is some close grip bench press. I've heard that that's amazing for your triceps. And my triceps are growing pretty good. I mean, I'm liking the progress so far. But, I mean, hey, if you're not doing one of the potentially best exercises for that muscle, you probably should get to it. So, doing all this tricep extension is great, but I think I'm going to start trying out the close grip bench press. I've done it before, and I liked it all right. It's just never really sunk in as one of my favorite exercises that I do consistently, so we'll try to get that rolling. But this is about the time I started working out with Jen Bean, so she was over here doing this incline press. I was like, I'll do this with you, so, you know, put it about halfway down and cranked out a few reps. And I know some people will give me a really hard time about using Smith machines or using machines like this. I always want to do a little bit of flat bench, just using a straight barbell, no real support. But one of the reasons I like machines so much, and one of the reasons I like Smith machines so much, is because when you get to that point where there's like, you know, that decision that we were talking about earlier, where you're so tired but you want to keep pushing through. Machines and Smith machines are really good because you don't want to necessarily have to work on your, tiny little stabilizer muscles at that very end of the rep. You don't want to be held back by those things. So sometimes it's nice to have everything supported for you and all you do is just push with all the strength that you've got and have that be the deciding factor. And that's where I feel like I've made a lot of strength gains, but I'm a big believer in the flat bench. I love it. And I know that you need to build those support muscles, but when it just comes down to raw push power, raw just guts and desire, I think it's cool to be able to express that on machines and Smith machines, and even some hammer strength like this. This is what I do for decline, at least today. A lot of times I'll do some dumbbells or even decline press. I rarely do decline press, but this is a pretty fun decline thing. I do feel this quite a bit in like the side of my pec, so that's pretty cool. So I did a few reps of this, and sometimes people ask me why I don't do a lot of dumbbell work. I actually do dumbbell work most chest days. I didn't do any today. Just happened to not do any today. But I do dumbbell work quite a bit. It's just inconvenient to film, so I just don't. The little dumbbell area in my gym is often busy, and it's like, it's kind of weird to set up a camera there. But it's fine. Don't worry about that. Just gonna move over here to this is another one of my favorite machines. It's kind of like a hammer strength for incline bench press. I love this thing. I can feel this like crazy in my upper chest, and I feel like it's helped me out a lot. And same thing is that you just get to the point where you can't really push, but you just hang in there and gut it out. And I'm gonna show you. I think it's like my second set of this that we recorded. This was pretty dirty. Oh, Jenny, I just need to share this with you guys while I'm getting through the first stages of fatigue here. Jenny told me that our camera has facial recognition, and it was trying to recognize my arm as a face. So it's pretty fucking awesome, man. I got enough size and definition on my arm to make it think it's a face. That's pretty fucking cool. So here's what I'm talking about, guys. I am really tired here. I've got nothing left, but there you go. Good work. Now go down nice and slow. There we go. So if I was on a bench right there, I probably wouldn't have been able to push that thing up, unless you have a spotter. So if you guys have spotters, if you have a friend that'll help you out on your weights, that's amazing. I generally train by myself, so I don't have people spot me a lot of times. So machines are often my best way to really push through that very, very last stage of fatigue, because you don't want to necessarily push yourself right to the brink by yourself with your max weight alone on a bench press, because then you're just gonna like cave in your chest or something. So don't do that, unless I guess you find the very real like threat of mortal danger motivating to you, because that might be the case, but doesn't really come with my highest recommendation. If you really want to just go balls to the wall and gut out your soul-testing, muscle-tearing reps, I recommend you do it with something with some kind of support, or if you drop that weight, you're gonna be all right. But anyway, finishing up my chest workout with some pec fly, just to sort of conclude all this. Basically work on my pushing movements, and then I break them down to the chest and the triceps. So really fun workout today. I'm feeling good. I'm definitely starting to feel this increase in caloric intake, and it feels good, guys. Not necessarily just turn into sheer strength, but I'm not, I got a little bit more fire in me, man. It feels good, and I'm glad to be eating more, of course. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying these gym videos, because I love posting them for you. So keep up the good work, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!